Alcohol is becoming an increasing problem among students, with most students unaware they have a problem at all. 95% of the student population drink, and the average age a student starts drinking is 15. We followed 3 regular students, 2 who drink and 1 who doesn't, on nights out around Galway, and asked them for their view on alcohol. We asked our students for some of the nights to drink within what would be considered safe limits to see how they would cope.
I wake up every morning always wondering what I've done, which is I'd say it's a bad thing, because I should be old enough now to be able to handle my drink and know when it's time to stop, but you know, sometimes you just have one too many, and I wouldn't consciously go on a night out without drinking. I don't see the point of it, because I'd be bored. After an hour I'd be bored, because I just don't think I could relax and fully have fun without having a drink. I don't think it's a problem. I think as a student I go out as much as anyone else and I seem to be okay. If I didn't drink on a night out, I know I wouldn't enjoy myself as much as if I was drinking. It's just a part of my social life now. It's just the way it is.
Experts advise no more than 3 pints of beer on a night out. However, the average amount drank can be much more.
There's somebody who goes out for a night to get drunk, then they don't understand why I don't, and sometimes they'd be saying to me, why don't you drink, why don't you drink? And also I just don't like certain aspects of alcohol. That I don't like it when people come to me with stories like, oh, I was so drunk the other night and I really don't remember what I did, or you know, they end up with injuries or anything because they were so drunk that something happened to them and they don't know what it was. And that thought scares me, because I'm just like, why would you inflict that on yourself just because, you know, you think maybe lower inhibitions or whatever and you're going to have a better time. And also, like, if they were like, oh God, I can't wait to go out and get really, really drunk tonight, and just because I've had a stressful day, or if it was their solution to go binge drinking to whatever problems they might be having, then I would consider it a problem.
The maximum recommended number of units of alcohol per week is 21 for men and 14 for women, not consuming more than 6 units in a single sitting. 1 unit is equivalent to half a pint of beer, a standard glass of wine, or a standard measure of spirit. To put into context, men can have 10.5 and women can have 7 pints a week. And 4 pints in one night could be considered a binge drink.
I think it's, you know, you see it all the time, and you know, lecturers will tell you and everyone will tell you, you know, that it's a huge problem, that, you know, some people do overdo it, and you know, I just think it's a mirror image of our society in general. Like, you know, alcohol is a big problem with our society. It's not just the student population, so I don't think it's fair to isolate students. I think it's as much in the professional, you know, situation as well as student. If I know someone's going to make a mess of the night and I'm not going to have a good night because you're going to have to mind them, then yeah, it would probably stop me. But generally the crowd I hang around with aren't that kind of crowd, so I'm fairly lucky that way. But yeah, sometimes when you meet new people and you're going out with a new crowd, they kind of expect things off if they don't know who you are, what you want to do.
Money problems, altercations, unprotected sex and accidents are 3 times more likely to occur among regular binge drinkers. More than 1 in every 5 students experience money problems as a result of their own drinking. And regular binge drinkers spend significantly less money on food than they do on alcohol.
I didn't enjoy the night a lot, because I wouldn't constantly be able to moderate my drink on a good night out. It would take away from the fun of the night, because I'm so used to going out and being able to drink whatever I can and whenever I want and how much.
I found it fine being around them when they were moderating, because generally I can just have a conversation with anyone when I'm out anyway. It doesn't really make a difference to me what level of drunkenness they are, unless they're so drunk that they can't hold a conversation. So for me it was fine.
I think it just proves that, you know, it has proven that when you actually have to consciously think about doing something, it's hard to do, rather than, even if it is your normal, you know, you get into a routine of doing something, it's hard to break. When you actually have to think about breaking it, then it's just awkward, and you feel, you know, I suppose you just feel weird about doing it. Yeah, no, and I think about, you know, because drink is such a big thing in Ireland, like, and it's, such a big deal is made about it, and turn 18, having your first drink, even though I know a lot of people have the first drink before, but it's always such, so important, like, whereas in other European countries and other countries around the world, it's, it's no big deal, especially where the legal limit is lower, like.
I'm starting in first year again, so people are just a little bit younger than me. I'm not much older than them, but I definitely see it with them. They're fresh out of secondary school, and they almost make a chore to go out every single night. But they don't want to almost, but they feel like, oh sure, I might as well just go out. And they never just want to take a break. They just, it has to be done. That's on their agendas, to go out every night, which seems a bit of a waste as well, because in a couple of years' time the novelty will wear off and they'll realise it's not as exciting.
Are you concerned about your alcohol use or someone else's? Help is available if you contact your college counselling service, or you can go into any of the links listed below.